the Blue Devils today, Aaron Lewis.
All right. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the second game. Always such a quick turnaround when they get ready. They get lineups handed to us, and it's time to go. So Aaron Lewis on the mound. Bolin is the leadoff hitter for the Cougars. He fouls the first pitch away for strike one. And I've got my volume checked, and it's got volume coming to you. So 1 ball and 1 strike as we try and quickly get things turned around here. That ball breaks inside just a little bit. Bolin was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a couple of strikeouts, but he had an RBI base hit and a stolen base. In the first game, there's another ball fouled away. There's a ground ball headed at Bassler. He's up with it and over to Woida for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Nodelman. Nodelman will be playing in right field the second game. He was the catcher of the first game. He will step in with 1 out and nobody on. He was 1 for 3 in the first game. Takes a ball there. He had an RBI base hit, a strikeout, a walk, and a ground out. That misses just a little bit up. I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen just a few pitches here, and this strike zone by both of these umpires are tighter than anything we've seen in a while. But we'll watch to see how consistent it is, because usually the consistency's there, but a little bit tight. So 3-0 the count on Nodelman. There's a strike called. There's a foul ball backing into the screen. Aaron Lewis on the mound. He is from Kearney, Missouri for the Blue Devils. There's a ground ball headed at Bassler. He's up with that and over to Woida. That's one of those balls that before the new turf was put in with the little bit of extra of green behind the brown would have been right on the right at the spot between the natural turf and the artificial. There's strike one called. So 2 ground outs to Bassler. That's outside, so 1-1 the count. Working quickly is Aaron Lewis. There's a swing and a miss. Hadley was 1 for 4 in the first game, a couple strikeouts, a fly out, but he did have a double. There's a hit by a pitch, a little bit of a glare back at the pitcher. I'm not sure with a 1-2 count you're going to get upset over a hit by a pitch.
Now batting number 35, Cole Schieffer.
That's going to bring up Cole Schieffer. Schieffer will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Schieffer was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a couple of ground outs, a walk, and a base hit. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count on the left fielder, Cole Schieffer. Breaking ball, grounded it, go back. His only play is going to be at first. And Goldbeck over to Woida for the ground out. So 3 ground outs, a hit by pitch, and we go to the bottom of the first inning, no score. All right, on the mound for the Cougars, Aiden Sowers. He's from Dodge City, Kansas. Peyton Basler is going to lead things off for the Blue Devils. Basler, Goldbeck, Patterson scheduled up for the Blue Devils in this second game. There's a strike on the inside corner. Basler was 0 for 4 in the first game, reached on an error, a couple fly balls, and a strikeout. There's strike 2 on the outside corner. Oh, 2. That's low and inside. Schieffer, Bolin, Nodelman across the outfield left to right. Horseman, Cotton, Nitcher, and Hadley across the infield with Bailey behind the plate. Sowers on the mound. There's a ground ball at the third baseman. Horseman up with it, and the throw is wide, so that's going to be a throwing error on the third baseman, Horseman. That's going to bring up Goldbeck. Goldbeck was 1 for 2 in the first game, was hit by a pitch, base on balls, popped out, and then had a home run down the right field line, just got it fair, and that's high and inside for ball 1. So a runner at second base is Basler after the error on the ground ball to the third baseman, Horseman. Goldbeck looking to sack Basler over to third, see if he stays with it, and he does, and that's outside. So 2-0 the count on the shortstop, Gary Goldbeck. Nine innings scheduled game this time. That's outside. 3-0 the count. There's ball 4. So that'll bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson is the designated hitter in this second game.
Hitter number 32, Brady Patterson.
Patterson caught the first game. He'll be the DH in this second game. He'll step in with runners at first and second. Nobody out. That's low and inside for ball one. 1-0 the count. Patterson was 0 for 2 in the first game, popped out, grounded out, and was hit by a pitch. There's a strike called, just catches the inside corner. Tall lefty on the mound for the Cougars, Aiden Sowers. Pickoff play back to second, nothing going on back there. That's going to be a wild pitch, and the runners are going to move up. Two and one the count. Runner at third base is Bassler. Second base is Goldbeck. At the plate is Patterson. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. There's a ball headed into center field and is just going to fall. Slow blue base hit for Patterson. Into center field for the first run of the game.
Now to the plate, number 23, Jace Boyda.
That's going to bring up Boyda. Boyda will step in with runners at the corner, still nobody out. Boyda was 1 for 3 in the first game. Strikeout, a ground out, and a base hit. There's strike, catches the outside corner. Oh and 1 the count. Swing and a miss. So 0 and 2 the count. Goldbeck at third base. Patterson at first. Wait at the plate. It's a high chopper to third base. Going to come home with it. He's going to be safe. Got another runner hung up. So Patterson gets tagged out. Boyda reaches on the fielder's choice, moves to second during the rundown. So we end up with the second out of the inning and runners at second and third. And that's going to bring up Jackson Mervosh. Mervosh will step in with 1 out. He grounded out a couple of times and was hit by a pitch. That misses just a little bit low. That's a pretty good looking pitch right there. 1-0 the count. Runners at second and third, 1 out, 1 run in so far for the Blue Devils. They lead 1-0 batting here in the bottom half of the first inning. 2-0 the count now on the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. That's up high. So 3-0 the count.
Half of the first inning.
There's a strike right through there. Inside half of the plate. 3-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 3-2 the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes and an out. 1 run in. Blue Devils lead 1-0. Runners at second and third. That's inside for ball 4. So that's going to load the bases for Pachorik. Pachorik will step in. Chose the wrong camera there. Pachorik will step in with 1 out and the bases loaded. Pachorik was 0 for 3 in the first game.
Now batting number 3, Tanner Pachorik.
Playing in right field. He had a strikeout lined out. Lined out his first time up to the shortstop on a wicked rip right at him, though. Cotton took care of that. There's a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 run in here in the first for the Blue Devils. Pachorik would like to change that right now. There's the bunt. And the suicide squeeze bunt by Pachorik. So Dirks with the suicide squeeze in the first game, and Pachorik with this one for a run.
Number 27, Frankie Santiago.
It's going to bring up Frankie Santiago. Catches the inside corner for a strike called. 2-0 lead now for the Blue Devils. There's a ball headed to shallow right field, and that's going to be taken care of by the second baseman, Nitcher. So the Blue Devils get a couple of runs.
Blue Devils lead 2-0.
Couple of runs on a hit. We go to the top of the second inning. Blue Devils 2-0 lead. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top half of the second inning. Klein, Horseman, and Bailey scheduled up. Klein will step in to lead things off here for the Cougars. There's a strike on the outside corner. Klein was 1 for 3 in the first game. There's a ground ball to Basler. And over to Woida for the 4-3 ground out. So that's going to bring up Horseman.
Now hitting number 17, Kyler Horseman.
Kyler Horseman, the third baseman, will step in. Horseman was 1 for 4 in the first game, a couple of strikeouts, a ground out, and a base hit. That is outside for ball 1. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Horseman's playing first base in this game. He played right field in the first game, playing third base, if I misspoke. There's a foul ball over to the third base side. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. That's going to bring up Bailey.
Now batting number 30, Owen Bailey.
Bailey is the catcher in this second game for the Cougars. There's a strike called. Bailey starts the day batting .214. There's a ball headed into right field. Could be extra bases, and it will be a stand-up double before Bailey. So a 2-out hit for Bailey.
Now up number 6, Austin Nitcher.
That's going to bring up Austin Nitcher, the second baseman. Nitcher starts the day batting .063. Played second base yesterday, and then a first game he did not. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Austin Nitcher, the second baseman in this game for the Cougars. There's a breaking ball hit to Woida. Woida will toss it underhanded to Lewis for the 3-1 ground out. So 1 hit, no runs. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils lead 2-0. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Nolan, the fourth, will lead things off for
Number 22, Freddie Nolan.
For the Blue Devils. Nolan, the fourth, is playing left field in this game. Sowers back for another inning of work. There's a strike right through there. Nolan starts the day batting .273. That's in the dirt, so 1-1 the count on him. There's a ball headed into right field. It's going to be a base hit. Going to take a look at second, puts on the brakes. And Nolan the fourth with a base hit to right field.
Now center fielder number 6, Brady Kern.
That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern was 1 for 2 in the first game. Had a walk, a pop out, a base hit, and a stolen base. He steps in with the leadoff man, Nolan the fourth on. Takes ball 1, 1-0 the count. Brady Kern, center fielder for the Blue Devils. Squares to bunt, has it down, going to go to second base, and the out at second base. So a little bit too hard of a bunt back to the pitcher, and Sowers goes to second base to Cotton.
Basler.
So back to the top of the order, and Basler, he reached on an error his first time up. There's a strike on the outside corner. Basler is from Lansing, Kansas. Back over to first, safe over there. Foul ball down the right field line and out of play. Runner fakes going. There's a high fly ball to left field. Schaefer's going to take care of that for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Gary Goldbeck. Goldbeck is from Kansas City, Missouri. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Have him picked off. We'll see what happens. Down to second, the ball goes into the outfield. So they had him picked off, but a throw wide of second base. So Goldbeck now with a runner in scoring position. That's inside. 1-0 the count on Garrett Goldbeck. He reached on a base on balls his first time up in this second game. That's inside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. There's a strike at the belt outside half of the plate. Two balls and a strike. Third game of this 3-game set. 1 game yesterday. 2 today. That's outside for ball 3, 3-1 the count. Blue Devils took the first game 8-3 yesterday. Then the first game of the doubleheader today, they took 9-5. So they're going for the sweep here. They have a 2-run lead. This a 9-inning game. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 2-0. There's ball 4, so a base on balls. That's going to bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson had an RBI base hit his first time up.
Now up the DH, number 32, Brady Patterson.
He will step in with runners at first and second. 2 outs here. Aiden Sowers from Dodge City, Kansas on the mound for Barton. Pickoff attempt back at second base, back in safely. Was Brady Kern. That's a little bit low. 1-0 the count. There's a foul ball out in front, swinging on that one off the end of the bat. Blue Devils went down to Gainesville, Texas, and they only got to play 3 games down there, so we've filled a game on Tuesday. We have a rescheduled game, so next week we'll have a game on Tuesday, and then Friday in Millington, Tennessee. There's a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes, runner at first and second. There's strike 3 called. Bottom part of the zone right down the middle. Patterson goes down.
Blue Devils still lead 2-0.
Blue Devils lead 2-0 at the end of 2. We'll be back for the top of the third in a bit. All right, to the top of the third inning we go. Blue Devils leading 2-0.
Now up number 4, Jaron Cotton.
Jaron Cotton will step in. First pitch to him's up high and all the way back to the screen. Cotton was 0 for 3 in the first game, was hit by a pitch, couple strikeouts and a ground out. There's a breaking ball, made it back to the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike as Cotton leads off the top of the third inning, squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes outside. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss of that pitch. 2-2 the count now. On the shortstop, Jaron Cotton. Swing and a miss of that high heater for the strikeout. So back to the top of the order in Bolin.
Now number 11, Robbie Bolin.
Bolin is from Topeka, Kansas, went to Washburn Rural. Misses ball 1. He grounded out to Basler at second base his first time up. There's a fly ball headed down the left field line, and that's going to be an opposite field home run for Bolin. So one swing at the bat, and the lead is cut in half. That's a little bit high, I assume, right there. Pretty good looking pitch right there. That brings up Nodelman. Nodelman takes ball 1-0. Now 2-0 the count. Nodelman is from Lincoln, Nebraska. Went to St. Pius X High School. There's a strike. Breaking ball right through there. 2-1 the count. Catches the inside corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Nodelman also grounded out to Basler at second base his first time up as well. There's a bloop headed into right field, and not going to be able to get to that is Basler. So a base hit by Nodelman into right field. So a one-out base hit. That's going to bring up Hadley.
Play number 41, Aiden Hadley.
Hadley was hit by a pitch his first time up. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. And the 1-6-3 double play in a hurry. Hadley swinging on the first pitch. Hadley is from Langley, British Columbia, Canada. He hit a rocket ground ball right up the middle to the pitcher. And Lewis was back to go back and over to Woida for the double play. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Blue Devils leading 2-1. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to bring up Jace Woida. Woida is from Lincoln, Nebraska, went to St. Pius X High School. There's a strike curveball right through there. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. He steps in as he leads things off here in the bottom of the third. Blue Devils leading 2-1. There's a ground ball off the foot of the pitcher out into left field, so Woida hits it hard and off the foot of Aiden Sowers. So we'll check and be sure he's okay. And it appears as though he is. So Woida at first. That's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh will step in with nobody out after Woida gets the base hit off the pitcher. And I mean physically off the pitcher. 0-1 the count, I believe to be. I believe that was the first pitch to Mervosh. Mervosh reached on a base on balls his first time up in this one. Mervosh is from 1-1 the count. Runner goes base hit into left field, so the hit and run was on. And Wojda then goes on to third. Mervosh from Lenexa, Kansas comes through with a hit and run base hit. You don't see Jace Wojda running very often. We appreciate that. Takes him all the way to third. That's going to bring up Pachorik. So runners at first and third now with nobody out. See if we get another suicide squeeze here. There's a throw over to first. By Sowers steps off and throws over. Safety squeeze there instead of suicide, but foul. Pachorik in the first inning with the sack suicide squeeze for an RBI. Seeing if he can get back-to-back bunts for RBIs, we'll see. Squares to bunt, takes down low. So no suicide so far on this one. 1-1 the count. Squares early to bunt here. He's going to throw to first. Back in safely over there is Mervosh. So Wojda at third. Mervosh at first. And going to be out at home, so the throw goes down to second. And then out at home is Wojda. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pachorik. He swung through that one, and stealing was Mervosh. There's a high chopper going to be cut off by the third baseman. And he rifles over to first, so that's going to be an infield hit for Pachorik.
Now up the catcher, number 26, Frankie Santiago.
That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago will step in, 1 out, runners at the corners. Squares to bunt. That's going to be backing into the screen. Not quite to the screen, but just about. Pulls back again. Santiago from Calle, Puerto Rico. And again, way inside, having to dance away from that one. 2-1 the count, runners at the corners. Runner goes. And he fouls that one way out in front of that, over into the front of the dugout. Two balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Runners at the corners. And that ball goes behind him. Those are tough for a catcher right there to catch a ball like that, which he didn't handle it cleanly, but he did keep it from going all the way back to the screen. 3-2 the count now. Runner goes, another foul. 3-2 the count. Blue Devils with the 2-run lead. Got a couple runners on at the corners here with 1 out. Santiago at the plate. There is a wicked line drive at Horseman at first, and off with the play was Pachorik, and he was doubled off. So at the end of 3 full innings, Blue Devils lead 2-1. We'll be back. So Schieffer, Klein, and Horseman scheduled up. Breaking ball stays a little bit inside. Schieffer, Klein, Horseman. Schieffer is from Mays, Kansas. And that ball's going to be out of play. Schieffer grounded out to go back at shortstop the last time up. Just gets a little bit of that one to stay alive. We'll do the 1-2 again. Schieffer, the left fielder. In the dirt. Nolan the fourth, Kern, Pachorik left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, Woida across the infield. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. First out of the inning. Santiago behind the plate and Aaron Lewis on the mound.
Number 1, Owen Klein.
Owen Klein will now step in. He grounded out to Basler at second base his last time up. He's also from Mays, Kansas. Designated hitter. There's a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Just misses a little bit lower inside. 2-1 the count. There's a ground ball headed out into right field. So a 1-out base hit by Klein.
Now batting number 17, Kyler Horseman.
That's going to bring up Horseman. Horseman will step in with a runner at first base and 1 out. Horseman is from Manhattan, Kansas. It's a ground ball. Woida up with it, and a nice diving play. He's going to go over, and Horseman may have pulled a hammy as he crossed the bag down at first. See if he's going to be okay.
Now batting the catcher, number 30, Owen Bailey.
It's going to bring up the catcher, Bailey. Got all worried about how he got hurt down there and forgot that it was a unassisted play to Woida at first. It's outside. Bailey had a double his first time up. Bailey is from Wichita, Kansas. 1-1 the count on him. Swing and a miss. Little slider action there for the strikeout. So no runs on one hit. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Blue Devils leading 2-1. I'll be back. Sowers back for another inning of work for the Cougars. Nolan the fourth, Kern and Basler scheduled up for the Blue Devils.
22, Freddie Nolan.
Freddie Nolan had a base hit his first time up in this one. He is from Olathe, Kansas. Nope, excuse me. Wrong lineup spot. That misses outside for ball one. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. Met his family down in Gainesville last week. That misses inside. They're probably watching today, and I'm smiling. I love it. Nolan the fourth with the base hit to right field his first time up. That ball's a little bit high. Check swing, called a strike. Ruled a strike on the swing by the first base umpire. Swing and a miss, or actually fouled it into the glove of Bailey. So 2-2 the count now as Nolan the fourth leads off the bottom of the fourth. Fly ball out into right field. Nodelman camps under that and takes care of it for the first out of the inning.
brings up the center fielder, number 6, Brady Kern.
That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern, the center fielder. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Kern is from Lawrence, Kansas. Steps in with 1 out, nobody on. That first pitch is up high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Blue Devils leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, scheduled 9-inning game. There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Blue Devils took the first game yesterday, 8-3. Won the first game of this doubleheader, 9-5. There's a strike right down the middle. 1-2 the count. Breaking ball, nicely done. Nice pitch there. Swung through it for the strikeout.
Now up the leadoff hitter, number 2, Peyton Basler.
That's going to bring up Peyton Basler. He'll step in. He's reached on an error and been out on a fly to left field. That breaking ball sails just a little bit low. Outside 2-0 the count. Schieffer, Bolin, Nodelman across the outfield left to right. Horseman, Cotton, Nitcher, and Hadley across the infield with Bailey behind the plate. And tall lefty Aiden Sowers on the mound. That's up high. 3-0 the count. There's a strike outside half of the plate at the knees. 3-1 the count. High and inside for ball 4.
Coming to the plate, number 4, Gary Goldbeck.
It's going to bring up Gary Goldbeck. Goldbeck has a couple of walks in this one. He'll step in with 2 outs and Basler at first base. That misses up and in just a bit. Snap throw over to first. Back in safely is Basler. There's a strike, bottom part of the zone at the knees down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike on the shortstop, Gary Goldbeck. The ball hit it into right field. That's going to be a base hit. That was past the diving Hadley. And first to third goes Basler on the base hit by Goldbeck.
Now hitting number 32, Brady Patterson.
That's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson will step in with 2 outs and runners at the corners. He's had an RBI base hit and called out on strikes in this one. Going to be a throw over to first base. A lot of speed on the bases. See if the Blue Devils try and steal a run here. But the Cougars have not been, when the runner steals, they have been faking the throw to second instead of making the throw down. So we'll see what's going to happen. And again, stolen base. They faked the throw. believe so. I believe that was inside. Yes, 1-0 the count, I believe. We'll see here in a minute. There's a foul ball backing out of play. We're about to find out right now. 0-2 the count. Son of a gun. So 0-2 on the designated hitter, Brady Patterson. Breaking ball fells it back to the screen. Patterson has an RBI base hit, his first at bat, and then was called out on strikes his second time. But he earned another pitch right there by fouling that 0-2 pitch back to the screen. So we'll do 0-2 again. Stays outside. 1-2 the count. He did a better job of reading that pitch than I did because I thought it was going to be a curveball that came back. 1-2 the count. Blue Devils leading 2-1. Bottom of the fourth inning. Scheduled 9-inning game. There's that foul ball. So once again, 1-2 the count. And the swing and the miss for the third out of the inning. So the Blue Devils get a hit, but no run. We go to the top half of the fifth inning. Blue Devils leading 2-1. I'll be back. All right, Nitcher and Cotton Bolin scheduled up for the Cougars. They trail the Blue Devils as we go to the top of the fifth inning. They trail 2-1. There's a ball headed deep to left field. That is a foul ball, so I think he was getting ready to kick that into his home run trot, and the turf monster grabbed him and he tripped over it first, but he drove that in a long way. If he could have just waited a little bit longer, he would have tied this thing up. But nothing but a long, loud strike. That misses a little bit outside. 1-1 the count. Nitcher leading off here for the Cougars. He grounded out to Woida at first with the pitcher covering his first time up. 1-2 the count. A pop up on the infield, actually just out into the outfield. Basler's going to take care of that for the first out of the inning.
Now up number 4, Jaron Cotton.
That's going to bring up Jaron Cotton. He struck out his first time up in this one. There's a high fly ball to center field. And that's back deep, and that's going to be over the fence and a home run, almost to dead center field, right at my camera out there on the berm. So Cotton, with a swing of the bat, ties this thing up. Makes it a 2-2 game. So back to the top of the order, and Robbie Bolin. He takes ball one. His last at bat, he had a home run. He's also grounded out his first at bat in this one. So there's a strike called. So all knotted up at 2 here in the top of the 5th. There's a breaking ball right across the inside part of the plate. Robbie Bolin, the center fielder, at the plate. There's a foul ball out in front of that one. Sunshiny day. Wind has been pretty active on the flag out of the south all day. There's a ground ball hit it up the middle. Diving effort by Basler, but the ball kicked up a little higher than you would generally count for. So a one-out base hit by Bolin.
Now hitting number 8, Grant Nottleman.
It's going to bring up Nottleman, but not before Santiago goes out to visit, maybe trying to buy a little bit of time for whoever's warming up out in the bullpen. Now we're going to get a visit to the mound, possibly a pitching change. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Looks like Chris Cochran may be warming up out in the bullpen. We'll see. We'll be back. All tied up at 2 here in the top of the 5th. Pitching change has been made by the Blue Devils. Donovan Johnson from Merriam, Kansas will come in. He has a 4.5 ERA. 4 innings pitched, right-hander. Takes over for Aaron Lewis. Lewis goes 4 1/3 innings. Blue Devils and the Cougars from Barton Community College all tied up at 2 in this one. The Blue Devils took one yesterday and the first one today. And the Cougars have battled back to tie this thing up. So that'll bring up Nottleman. Nottleman has grounded out and had a base hit. So far in this one, he'll step in with one out and a runner at first base. That misses inside 1-0. Not much of a pause there, better have a little more than that. Might have gotten somebody's attention there. We'll see. 1-0 the count. There's a throw over to first, back in. Safely is Bolin. Cotton with the home run to tie this thing up. There's a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Throw over to first. Not much going on over there. Runner goes. And a stolen base by Bolin. 2-1 the count. Outside pitch. Decent pitch, but far enough outside. Still took away a little bit of Santiago's extra time for the throw. There's a ball headed into center field, and that was caught by the center fielder, Brady Kern, with the diving catch to take away that hit.
Now batting number 41, Aiden Hadley.
So that's going to bring up Hadley. Hadley will step in now with 2 outs. 2-2 tie. Runner at second base is Bolin. It's outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Inside. 2-0 the count now. Hadley's been hit by a pitch and hit into a 1-6-3 double play to end an inning. Foul ball back and into the screen. It's outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count. I want to thank everyone for watching and or listening today. Welcome to the broadcast. Turn back to second base. Nothing going on back there. Next game will be Tuesday. That's been added to the schedule then. A couple of games down in Millington, Tennessee. There's a swing and a miss of that high heater. So 3-2 the count. Millington, Tennessee for a couple of games down there. Plan to bring those games to you as well with the help of the athletic department and some friends of the game. There's the strikeout for the 3rd out of the inning. So 1 run on 2 hits to tie this thing up. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. All tied at 2. We'll be back. Pitching change has been made for the Cougars. Number 27, Austin Young from Olathe, Kansas, went to Blue Valley West.
Bottom of the fifth, number 23, Chase Boyda.
That's going to bring up Woida. Woida will step in to lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. There's a foul ball out of play. Woida's grounded out to the shortstop, and nope, got the wrong side here. Woida has reached on a fielder's choice and had a base hit off the pitcher's foot. 0-1 the count on Woida. That's low and inside. Woida, Mervosh, and Pachorik scheduled up for the Blue Devils. That's up high. 2-1 the count. High fly ball out into shallow left field. Long run for Schieffer, and he has it. That'll bring up Mervosh.
Now up third baseman, number 10, Jackson Mervosh.
Mervosh will step in with one out and nobody on. In this one, he's had a base on balls and a base hit between short and third. That's a little bit low for ball one. Comes the 1-0. High fly ball. It has to go as a hit. Nobody touched it. The wind can do crazy things to it.
That brings up the right fielder, number 3, Tanner Pachorik.
That's going to bring up Pachorik. Pachorik will step in with one out and a runner at first base. That's up high. Pachorik has a sac suicide bunt for an RBI and a base hit between Cotton and Horseman at third in this one. Runner goes, swing and a miss, and going to be safe at second base. So Mervosh with the stolen base. Swing and a miss by Pachorik. Pachorik, the right fielder. Breaking ball, couldn't wait on it, and then waved at it. Nice pitch, had him fooled there, 1-2 the count. Breaking ball fouled that one away.
I went back to sleep after he got up, but he was getting up all night.
So ground ball to the shortstop, Cotton. He's up with it. And over to Hadley at first for the 6-3 ground out. Mervosh moves to third base.
Now batting the catcher, number 26, Frankie Santiago.
That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago has been out on a pop to second base and hit a wicked line drive at the third baseman, Horseman. It's a high fly ball to deep right field, and That's going to be a home run for Santiago. So he just gets it out of here for the 2-run dinger.
Santiago.
So Santiago with the home run to put the Blue Devils back up by 2.
Now up number 22, Freddie Nolan.
There's a strike right through there. So the Blue Devils with the 4-2 lead. Nolan, the fourth's going to ground it at the third baseman. That's going to be an infield hit for Nolan, the fourth. So slow roller and tried to handle by Horseman barehanded. Not able to do it. So that's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern will step in with a runner at first base and 2 outs. The 2-run home run by Santiago puts the Blue Devils back out in front 4-2. Bottom of the 5th inning action. Turns to bunt, pulls it back, does Kern. Kern has reached on a fielder's choice and struck out in this one. Appealed to the umpire in the field on if it was an attempt or not and ruled not. So 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss of the high heater. 1-1 the count. Runner goes. And going to be out at second base. So Nolan the fourth is caught stealing.
After 5 innings, Blue Devils lead 4-2.
Blue Devils lead 4-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning, little over halfway through this one. Welcome. Schieffer, Klein, and Horseman scheduled up for the Barton Cougars. Little soft liner hits on the bag, hits on the line, then goes foul, so a foul ball. Schieffer is grounded out to go beg at short and struck out. Got a bug crawling around on one of our cameras. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schieffer, the left fielder. The foul ball backing out of play. Couldn't catch up to that heater, but he does foul it away. 1-2 the count. Top of the 6th inning action. Blue Devils leading 4-2. It's low and outside, kind of short-armed. Not much tempo to that pitch. 2-2 the count. Curveball stayed inside. Just misses a little bit low for the leadoff walk. That's going to bring up Klein.
That brings up the designated hitter number 1, Owen Klein.
Klein is grounded to Basler and had a base hit between Basler and Wojda. So the leadoff hitter is on. There's strike with the check swing that he went through. 0-1 the count, ruled by the home plate umpire. Not sure if that would be ruled a wild pitch or a pass ball, but either way, the runner moves to second base. One and one the count. Runner now in scoring position. Swing and a miss. So 1-2 the count on the designated hitter, Owen Klein. It's a ground ball right up the middle. So the runner moves to third on that one. I thought he would probably going to score, but a base hit by Klein up the middle.
Now hitting number 21, Hunter Sire.
So Hunter Sire is going to pinch hit for Horseman. That's inside. Sire's from Mulvane, Kansas. Nothing going on over there at first base. Schieffer at third, Klein at first. Sire pinch hitting at the plate. That's outside. 2-0 the count. Donovan Johnson came in with 1 out in the 5th inning. Aaron Lewis went 4 1/3. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. 2-1 the count. The shade of the press box just at the back of the catcher's box starting to creep its way in onto the playing surface. It's a ground ball at Goldbeck. Goldbeck is then over to turn for the double play.
Now up number 30, Owen Bailey.
That's going to bring up Bailey. Makes it a 4-3 game. Outside, nicely blocked. by Santiago. Was that 6-4-3 or 4-6 or 6-4-3? Well, that's what I started to write, and then I got sidetracked. So 6-4-3 on the double play, but the run scores to make it. Thank you, guys. To make it a 4-3 game here in the top of the sixth. Scheduled 9-inning game. Blue Devils took the game yesterday 8-3 and won the first game today 9-5. Trying to complete the sweep. The Cougars battling back. They trail by 1 here in the top of the sixth. That's high and inside just a bit. The ground ball, Mervosh cuts it off and over to Woida for the 5-3 ground out for the final out of the inning. The Cougars get 1 run on 1 hit. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 4-3. I'll be back. Brady Kern, Basler, and Golbeck scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Bottom of the 6th inning action. There's a strike right through there. Kern reached on a fielder's choice his first time and struck out his second time in this one. Breaking ball outside. 1-1 the count on Brady Kern, the center fielder, as he leads things off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Blue Devils. It's a ball headed down the right field line. That's going to be out of play. Breaking ball swung at and missed for the strikeout. So back to the top of the order.
Now up the second baseman, number 2, Peyton Basler.
That's going to bring up Peyton Basler. Basler's reached on an air, flew out to left field, and reached on a base on balls. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on. Outside for ball 1. There's a strike right through there. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 run lead for the Blue Devils. Bottom of the 6th inning action, scheduled 9-inning game. 2-1 the count now. That ball just misses. 3-1 the count. That's up high for ball 4. So Basler reaches on a base on balls.
That brings up the shortstop, number 4, Garrett Goldbeck.
That's going to bring up Goldbeck. Goldbeck has a couple of walks, a base hit, and a stolen base in this second game. He'll step in with a runner at first base and 1 out. That's high and inside for ball 1. There's a strike called inside corner at the knees. Blue Devils clinging to a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. It's a foul ball. One and two the count on the shortstop for the Blue Devils, Gary Goldbeck. Just a little bit low. 2-2 the count. It's inside for ball 3, so 3-2 the count. Runner at first base is Basler. He reached on a 1-out walk. Runner goes, and it's ball 4. So a strikeout, then back-to-back walks, and the Blue Devils have a couple of hitters on. It's going to bring up Brady Patterson. We're getting a conference at the mound. Coach isn't coming out yet. Not sure if anybody's warmed up or if they're just trying to get a little bit of a break time. Regardless of that, meeting is over, 1 out. It's going to bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson will step in with 1 out, runners at first and second. He's had a base hit and a couple of strikeouts in this one. The base hit was for an RBI. Foul ball back and into the net. He couldn't get extended on that one. That might have been the pitch he wanted. 0-1 the count on the designated hitter, Brady Patterson. He caught the first game. Designated hitter here in the second game. It's a high fly ball into center field. It's going to be taken care of by Bolin, and over to third is Basler, and down to second is Goldbeck.
Coming up to the plate, the first baseman, number 23, Jace Woida.
So that's going to bring up Woida. Woida will step in now with 2 outs and runners at second and third. See if Woida can get something on the outfield grass, get a couple of more runs in here. Blue Devils leading 4-3. Bottom of the 6th inning action. There's a strike inside corner at the knees. That's up high. 1-1 the count. Runner at third is Basler. Runner at second is Goldbeck. At the plate, Woida. It's a high fly ball to deep center field. Is it going to get out? Yes, it is. So Woida to left center, right over the retirement, or excuse me, the Hall of Fame sign out there for the 3-run dinger. So the Blue Devils now lead 7-3. 7-3 is the lead. Now that's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So 1-1 the count. Two and one the count. Woida with the 3-run home run here to put the Blue Devils up 7-4. 7-3. Up by 4. There's a strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking ball, waits on it, fouls it over into the first base dugout. Mervosh with a walk and a couple of base hits and a couple stolen bases. There's a foul ball back and out of play. Curveball stayed inside. 3-2 the count. Fly ball on the right side. First baseman gives way to the second baseman, Nitcher, who takes care of that. So the Blue Devils get 3 runs on 1 hit. The home run by Jace Woida after a couple of walks.
Blue Devils lead 7-3.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. Blue Devils leading 7-3. I'll be back. Top of the seventh inning we go. Blue Devils leading 7-3 over the Barton Cougars. Game 2 on the day, game 3 of the series. Blue Devils took the first 2 games.
Now batting number 6, Austin Nitcher.
Nitcher, Cotton, and Bolin scheduled up for the Cougars. Breaking ball makes it back to the strike zone for strike 1 called. Nitcher has grounded Boyda at first base and popped out to Basler at second base in shallow left center field. Actually, there's a swing and a miss. So quickly 0-2 the count on Nitcher. Austin Nitcher, the second baseman. There's strike 3 called. So that's going to bring up Jaron Cotton.
Up to the plate, number 4, Jaron Cotton.
Cotton will step in with 1 out and nobody on. Cotton has a strikeout and a solo home run in this one. Breaking ball just catches the zone there at the bottom part of the zone down the heart of the plate. 0-1 the count. That's up a little bit high. Cougars 3 runs on 7 hits. Blue Devils 7 runs on 11 hits. Misses low and outside. Johnson on in relief of Lewis. He came on with 1 out in the 5th inning. Johnson is from Merriam, Kansas, trying to finish this thing out. There's a breaking ball, just sweeps a little bit outside. Pretty good pitch right there. 3-1 the count. There's the heater for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Just stays alive, fouls that one away. There's the swing and a miss for the strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts. Back to the top of the order, and Robbie Bolin.
Back at the top of the order, number 11, Robbie Bolin.
Bolin has a ground out, a home run, and a single in this one. That's in the dirt for ball 1. Yes, ball 1 in the dirt. There's a foul ball. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Blue Devils with the 4-run lead. Breaking ball just gets back to the strike zone. 1-2 the count now on Robbie Bolin, the center fielder for the Cougars. Just gets a piece of that one. Nolan the 4th, Kern Pachorik left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Basler, and Boyda left to right across the infield. Patterson behind the plate, Donovan Johnson on the mound. There's a swing and a miss. So Johnson strikes out the side. And we go to the bottom half of the seventh inning with the Blue Devils leading 7-3. We'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the seventh we go. Pachorik. Santiago and Nolan the fourth scheduled up. Pachorik has a suicide squeeze bunt for a sack, a base hit, and a ground out. There's a ball back to the pitcher. Pitcher's going to underhand that. McWilliams over to Hadley. Jackson McWilliams on the pitch. He's from Edmond, Oklahoma. Has a 2.25 ERA. It's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago has popped out, been out on a live drive to third base, and then a 2-run home run his last at bat. There's a strike. Strike called. Calle, Puerto Rico, Frankie Santiago's hails from. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Fouls that back to the screen for strike 2. Bottom of the 7th inning action, scheduled 9-inning game. Blue Devils leading 7-4. Swing and a miss. So 2 up, 2 down here for McWilliams. It's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. He will step in to face McWilliams for the first time. He's got a couple of base hits and a pop out to right field. There's a strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss. McWilliams, a lefty side armor. Owen to the count on Nolan the fourth. He's the left fielder. That's up high. 1-2 the count. A line drive. Late swinging and over the top of Billy Sharp's head over there at third base. Breaking ball just sweeps a little bit inside. It's a ground ball scooped up by Horseman and over to Hadley for the third out of the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors. But we go to the top of the eighth inning with the Blue Devils leading 7-3. I'll be back. Defensive change for the Blue Devils.
Number 27, Marcus Dirks.
Marcus Dirks into left field. Donovan Johnson back for another inning of work. Nottleman, Hadley, Schieffer up for the Blue Devils. That's high and outside for ball one. 1-0 the count.
Now batting number 8, Grant Nottleman.
Nottleman has a ground out, a base hit, and a pop out. Actually, a fly ball to left center on a great play by Kern. I see my star there now over into left center to make a diving catch. There's a strike right through there. One and one the count. Excuse me, two. Maybe 2-1 because that last one was definitely a strike. So 3-1 the count now. There's ball four. So that's going to bring up a pinch hitter. Brock Howard, he's from Topeka, Kansas. 6'9" sophomore infielder from Washburn Rural. There's a fly ball into left field for the first out of the inning. So Dirks takes care of that.
Now up number 35, Cole Schieffer.
That's going to bring up Schieffer. Schieffer has a ground out, a strikeout, and reached on a base on balls. Runner at first, 1 out. There's a throw over to first. Back in safely over there is Nodelman. There's a ground ball headed at Andy's safe at first, so we get the fielder's choice on the 6-4, but we didn't get the return 3 for the double play. So the fielder's choice, 6-4. That's going to bring up Owen Klein, the designated hitter. Klein has grounded out, had a base hit, and another base hit. So a 2 for 3 on the day on the second game actually for Owen Klein, the designated hitter. Two outs now. Toss over to first, nothing going on over there. Blue Devils leading 7-3 here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. There's a foul ball over into the workout area of the Blue Devils. Donovan Johnson came in with 1 out in the 5th inning for Aaron Lewis. 1-1 the count. That's low and inside. Just gets a little bit past Santiago there. Pass ball on that one, I believe. Regardless, the runner moves down to second. That's high and outside. 3-1 the count. There's ball 4.
Now batting number 21, Hunter Sire.
So that's going to bring up Hunter Sire. He pinch hit in the 6th for Kyler Horseman. He steps in with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Takes ball 1. One and one the count. Sweeps just a little bit outside. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss of that high heater. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. And the high heater for the strikeout. So no runs, no hits in the top of the 8th for the Barton Cougars. We go to the bottom half of the 8th with the Blue Devils leading 7-3. I'll be back. Kern, Basler, and Golbeck scheduled up for the Blue Devils. First pitch from McWilliams is a strike. 0-1 the count on Kern. Kern with a fielder's choice and a couple of strikeouts. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes high for ball one. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the eighth inning action. Blue Devils lead 7-3. Trying to finish this sweep. There's a foul ball back to the screen. It's outside and high. I believe the count to be 2-2. Scoreboard shows 2-1. Here comes the pitch. That's inside. See if the umpire will help us out here a little. Yes, 3-2 is the count. Comes the wind and the 3-2, and that's way outside. So the number 9 hitter gets a leadoff walk. So back to the top of the order, and Basler. Basler will step in with nobody out and a runner at first base. Basler has reached on an error, been out on a fly ball to left field, and then a couple of walks since then. That misses a little bit outside, 1-0. Leadoff runner is on at first in Kern. He's the center fielder at first base. Going to go to first base on me. I bailed out on that one a little too quick. One and 0 the count. That's high and inside. 2-0 the count. Going to get a visit to the mound. We'll see if there's any changes. We'll be back. All right, so the visit is over. No changes made. McWilliams still on the mound. There's a strike right through there. So 2-1 the count on Peyton Basler, the second baseman. There's a ball headed into right field. The line drive taken care of by Nodelman. That's going to bring up Gary Goldbeck. Goldbeck will step in with one out and a runner at first base. Goldbeck has 3 walks and a base hit with a stolen base in this one. So 1 for 1. Runner goes. And going to be safe at second base. So Kern with the stolen base. So 1 out now with a runner in scoring position. 1-0 the count on the shortstop, Gary Goldbeck, for the Blue Devils. There's a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. There's a ball headed into right center. An RBI double for Goldbeck.
That brings up the designated hitter, number 32, Brady Patterson.
Makes it 8-3. It's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson will step in with 1 out and a runner at second base. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. Patterson has a base hit, a couple strikeouts, and a fly out to deep center field in this second game. Blue Devils leading 8-3, bottom of the 8th inning action. There's strike on the outside corner, so quickly 0-2 the count on Brady Patterson. Swing and a miss and the strikeout. So that'll bring up Woida.
Now up to first baseman, number 23, Jace Woida.
Woida will step in with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position in the person of Gary Goldbeck. A foul ball down in the left field line. Home run distance, but not home run within the field of play. Not within the foul poles. So 0-1 the count. Woida had a 3-run home run his last time up. 2 for 3 with a base hit, a home run, and 3 RBI. Way outside, 1-1 the count. There's a strike called on the inside corner. Jace didn't really like that call, but nonetheless, it'll be a strike. Maybe low, maybe in, but called a strike. So 1-2 the count on Woida. So a ground ball headed up the middle. That's going to be a hit and going to score Goldbeck. So up the middle, a nice try by Cotton. Ball goes in the dugout, so Woida now goes down to second base. So Woida with the base hit up the middle.
That brings up the third baseman, number 10, Jackson Mervosh.
That's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh will step in. 9-3 now the score. There's a strike right through there. Mervosh has a walk, a couple of base hits, and made out his last at bat. So 0-1 the count on him. Woida at second. That ball's outside from McWilliams. So 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Blue Devils leading 9-3. That's outside. 2 outs. Mervosh, the third baseman, at the plate. Mervosh with a couple stolen bases today after base hits. There's a foul ball back into the net. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in the inning so far. Just misses a little bit low inside. So 3-2 the count. Waited at second base. Foul ball off the end of the bat and into the net. Another foul ball back to the screen. We'll do the 3-2 again. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils get 2 runs on 2 hits. And at the end of 8 full innings of play, the Blue Devils lead 9-3. We'll be back. Pitching change has been made for the Blue Devils. Top of the 9th inning action. Blue Devils lead 9-3. Caleb Reed from Olathe, Kansas, went to Olathe South High School. He has a 0.0 ERA with 3 innings pitched. He will face Bailey, Nitcher, and Cotton if there are no pinch hitters. So scheduled up is Bailey, Nitcher, and Cotton. Caleb Reed on in relief. Blue Devils need 3 outs to complete the sweep of the Barton Cougars. There's a strike right through there.
Now batting number 30, Owen Bailey.
Bailey, the catcher, up there this time. He's had a double, a strikeout, and a ground out to Mervosh at third. That's outside. So 1-1 the count as Bailey leads off the top of the 9th. The Cougars need 6 to tie this thing and keep it going. Blue Devils need 3 outs to finish the sweep, complete the sweep. That was a pretty good pitch right there. Must have been low. So 2-1 the pitch, or the count, on that pitch. There's a swing and a miss, so 2-2 the count. Breaking balls outside. 3-2 the count. On the Cougars catcher, Bailey. Foul ball. We'll do the 3-2 again. Just misses a little bit outside, so leadoff walk. Pinch hit attempt here. Number 13, Cesar Gomez.
Number 13, Cesar Gomez.
Cesar Gomez will pinch hit. He's from Elkhart, Kansas. We also have a pinch runner at first base, Trent Rietmeyer. He's from Caney, Kansas. He'll pinch run for Bailey. There's a ground ball. Mervosh is up with it. Over to Basler at second base. And then over to Wojda for the 5-4-3 double play to erase that walk.
Now up number 4, Jaron Cotton.
That's going to bring up Cotton. Cotton has a strikeout, a home run, and then a strikeout. Cougars down to their last out. That's up high and outside, 1-0 the count. Cougars down to their last out. Caleb Reed would like to finish that right here. There's a high pop-up. Not being able to find it and comes in to take care of that. Does the third baseman Mervosh. So the Blue Devils make the sweep 8-3, 9-5, and then 9-3. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you'd like to make a donation to the broadcast, all monies goes to the broadcast of the Blue Devils baseball. They get the 3-game sweep. Go to 4ts.com if you'd like to make a donation. There's a donation page. Thanks for watching. Regardless, please submit and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.